Workout started. GPS on.
Perfect timing.
Did you, just wondering, do you want to go for a 10K?
No.
You know I said that, right?
Yeah.
Why did I say that?
Because you thought, well, it's raining and this is just the perfect weather for me. Let's do 10K. But no, I think the normal route would be just about enough for today. How are you doing anyway?
I'm okay.
You're looking a little fitter today. I hope that's the truth.
No, that's not the truth.
Anyway, let's go steady. Yeah, let's go steady. It's funny, but I came on the 70 bus and I got dropped off at Beacon. I figured, well, it's not very far from Beacon to here, so I just walked. If I'd waited for the Rest Haven bus, I could have got off just down there, but,
Oh, I remember a long time ago when we were at, I think I was living at,
Off Lockside?
Yeah,
Walima, I think it was. Off Walima.
we were out sitting, drinking Diet Coke.
Oh, yeah.
And,
At Bill Maddox.
yeah, and we're talking about,
Donald Trump.
how every man now seems to get accusations
About what?
of sexual.
Oh, yeah.
We're saying that nowadays you can't compliment a woman
Without being accused of being sexist.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean. You could say she's a beautiful young woman, but you can't say she's a babe.
Yeah.
That would be considered inappropriate. Yeah, well, we've got to be careful. We don't want to offend people.
But it's like nowadays, it's like I don't know what's going on with today.
Yeah, well, it's because a lot of people in the past have been discriminated against, like natives and blacks and women and gays. It's very difficult to say anything without offending somebody. The bus was really crowded today. I think everybody's going on the ferry.
Oh, well,
Watch out for bikes.
have you noticed that there's a lot of Americans here?
They're not supposed to be here.
Well, there's a new ban
A travel ban.
for ferries.
I heard that, yeah. Only essential travel.
Because there was a lot of Americans coming here.
They've also banned on the ferry the RVs, the recreational vehicles, because those people are obviously coming here on holiday. What? Oh, wow. I'll take a photograph of that. It's a snail. Somebody is going to step on it.
Oh, it's still alive.
Yeah.
Is it a poisonous one?
No. I'm going to zoom in on that. It's pretty. It's got a nice shell. Yeah, I don't think that's going to be very clear.
The snail run.
The snail run. Hang on a second, let me just put my camera away. Take advantage of the walk breaks now, because later on No more walking. Unless you call uncle. Oh, there's a shoe for you.
What? What?
A little bit small.
Oh,
All right, we're off again.
what were we talking about again?
We were
yeah.
talking about the
Yeah.
ferries.
So,
How all these Americans are claiming they're coming here, you know, but they're not supposed to be camping.
they're coming on airplanes too.
Yeah. And a lot of them were saying, oh, I'm going up to Alaska, which is part of the US. But they had to come through BC to get to Alaska. But there was no reason for them to come onto Vancouver Island. They could stay on the mainland. No, they're getting really worried now. They think that there's this new strain of COVID that's much more contagious. But I've had one shot. You've had one shot. Most people I know now have had one shot. Darren has got his first shot coming up in about a week. And I don't even know how old he is. I can't remember my son's age.
Did you know that there was a delay in the shipping?
Of the vaccine?
Yeah.
I heard that, yeah. But they got 3 or 4 different vaccines to choose from.
What?
They have the Pfizer. That's probably the one that you got. Pfizer. And then there's Johnson & Johnson. That one is just one shot deal.
That's still in the works.
Well, they withdrew it because it was causing blood clots in very rare occasions. But you know. Sometimes I wish we could just go forward 2 years and get all this behind us. Like take a time machine.
COVID won't be finished until 2023.
Well, you could be right there. But by then there might be a different strain, a different variety.
Well, Bill Gates was talking about there was a more battered, more dangerous one in the future.
Yep. Well, I'm afraid it's not wet enough for you today, or cold enough.
Well, that's pretty good.
Most people would hate this weather, but not Derek. Derek loves it. I ran with Norma the other day, and tomorrow I'm going to be running with Rob. He's coming to Gordon Head.
Robbie?
No, not Robbie.
Uh-oh.
Coach Rob from Special Olympics.
Wonder why do you always call him Coach?
He calls himself Coach Rob
Wonder why.
because he used to help with Lambrick. He was like assistant coach for Turnbull. He was telling me yesterday, or whenever I rode with him, he said that Turnbull always was late whenever he was setting up for the run. So Rob would set up the pylons because Turnbull was always going to be late and Rob was always early. But I thought Turnbull had retired, but he's retiring this year. He's the guy that used to dress up as Elvis.
Yeah.
Always. I've seen him so many times as Elvis. I don't think I would recognize him as Mr. Turnbull.
Time 10 minutes. Average heart rate 82.
So we've been running 10 minutes. How do you feel?
He rarely dresses up as Elvis unless it's somebody's birthday.
Yeah. Or a special school event.
And then he dances on your table on their birthday.
Thank you very much. He does this Elvis act.
On somebody's birthday.
Yeah. I think he's one of the best liked teachers at Lambrick. Everybody has a good word for Turnbull.
Yeah.
He must have been there when my sons were there. I think Zarin probably met Mr. Turnbull.
Time 11 minutes. Average heart rate
Yeah,
82.
rarely was there.
Yep, and Carlos as well, probably. Carlos remembers, what was his name? Mr. Pite. He was the headmaster, I think. Mr. Pite.
I don't remember him.
No?
Maybe you're getting the name wrong.
Maybe. Or maybe I'm thinking of Gordon Head Middle School. Dr. Gillian. I think he was one of the head teachers.
A doctor as a teacher.
Yeah. He had a doctor's degree in education.
Medical?
No.
Doctor's degree?
Yep. Well, Norma's got a doctor's degree, but she's not a doctor. She's a professor.
Heart rate 81.
You can be a doctor of science. You don't necessarily have to be a doctor of medicine.
So, is that above a bachelor?
Yep. You get bachelor, then you get master's, and then you get professor. And anybody who has a professor, a qualification as professor, can call themselves doctor.
Oh, professor is a doctor?
Well, yeah.
Same thing.
It's a professor of science. If she wanted to do medical, she would have had to do another 3 years of training to get a medical degree.
We should go see him.
Average heart rate 81.
No. It's not a good idea to come along unannounced. Because he would probably say, sure, I'll come with you, but let me finish my breakfast. And then we'd have to wait for him to have his breakfast. As it is, I'm lucky that you were ready in time. Because I kind of sprung it on you. You were expecting me around 9:30. But the problem was my app. You know, the transit app on my phone. It was telling me that I had to leave home around 7:30. So I thought, I wonder what that's high. I wonder what that's all about. And it was because it's Saturday. The last 39 bus that would have got me to Royal Oak Drive left at around 7:15. But then I would have had to wait on the highway for almost an hour to get a Rest Haven bus. So that's why I got on the highway bus to the ferry.
You should do a greatest hits of Carlos and Derek runs.
Yeah, I could do.
I say like the day the dog bit me.
On the day I got punched in the face, and the 6:49 run,
Yeah,
and
then
the Socony Boys run.
No, that's not one of the greatest.
That's not one of the greatest hits.
And then the Halloween run.
Yeah, they're all good. Well, we like them anyway. I'm starting to get these messages from Spreaker saying that one of my podcasts has been removed
Time 15 minutes. Average
because
heart
it had music on it that wasn't allowed. But you know, for me, because I put out so many shows, I don't really care if they delete a few. It's not like I want to go to court and argue that I should be able to use that music. I mean, that would be ridiculous. Let's walk a little bit. It'd be ridiculous if I tried to argue that I wanted that particular show to stay, just so that I could have an unbroken repertoire or archive. But you know, as I say, I put so many shows out that if they decide to delete one or two, I'm good with that. As I always say, easy come, easy go. Manitoba, yeah? What's he doing here? Look, I don't know if he's been vandalized, but a lot of out of province cars are being vandalized now by people saying, you know, go back to Alberta, you know, that kind of thing. What are you doing here? Bringing your germs. But, you know, the rules are certain.
A lot of the times, politicians, they won't see what we're seeing.
Yeah. Well, they probably are doing it on the side of, they're erring on the side of safety. So they're going to say, okay, we'll have to ban travel altogether.
But they don't do that until some...
Because then they get all the people up in arms about public liberty and all that sort of thing. How we're allowed to do pretty much what we want, and nobody's going to tell us that we have to wear a mask, and nobody's going to tell us that we're not allowed to go on the ferry.
But the question is, how come they could have done that?
They should have done it a year ago. Basically, they should have shut the ferries right down and said only trucks with essential supplies for the Vancouver Island.
It's like the citizens see it first before the politicians.
Yeah. Well, the politicians, they don't want to upset the businesses, you see, because the businesses are saying, all these new rules, we're just losing our work, we're losing our businesses. Let's go past these people.
Zone 0.
Hello. Anyway, so far so good. We've managed to survive this far without getting sick. But when this is all over, there'll be people who say, it was a scam. The whole thing was a scam.
Well, I don't think they'll say that.
Well, they can't really say that. I mean, so many people have died now. So you went to see Jenny the other day.
I did?
Yeah, you said. On Wednesday you said you had to see Jenny.
Oh, yeah.
What was that all about? Was that about Terry's business?
I don't know.
Yeah, you're doing pretty good. Hop, 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 hop. I changed the website for your dad's paintings.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I put in for $100.
Hey, can you get rid of the $100?
Why?
It's on there.
Yeah, but what should I put instead?
Just
Price varies?
yeah.
Okay.
Simple.
All right. You think that might be putting people off?
No.
No. But Norma agrees. She says, if you sell it too cheap, people won't think it's any good.
Yeah.
It's better to charge more than it is to charge less.
Yeah.
If they want something cheaper, they can get a copy. They can have a postcard-size print, which we could laminate for them if they want.
Well, I wouldn't say postcard.
Maybe a little bit bigger than postcard.
It would be like this big. You can get,
calendar size.
yeah, you can get them at the Monks.
Yep, that's right. Monks will do that. Photocopy for you. Color Xerox.
If they want it shipped, that's
Extra.
$5.
Yeah. But the main thing is, it's exposing people to his art. And one day he's going to be famous, probably after his death, which is a sad thing. Most artists get famous after they die.
Well, I say before.
Before.
I don't think he'll die for a long time.
Well, he's pretty tough, your dad. He's put up with a lot. His body has had to defend itself from lots of problems. I mean, he doesn't drink anymore, but there was a time when he was quite sick from drinking. When did he quit drinking? 20 years ago?
Oh no, probably 2 years ago.
Really? Well, he must have got it under control then. Well, that's good.
21 minutes. Average heart rate
He's obviously got very strong willpower. That's where you get it from.
You know what I can do?
What?
I can take a plane to the United States.
If you've had your COVID injections, I think you can, yeah. But you have to be tested before you get on.
Because online, you can actually, it shows you the price. And I'm like, wait a minute, I thought you were not allowed.
No, you can if you've had your COVID shots. But as I say, when you get off the plane, they'll test you again to see if you picked it up on the plane. I was a little bit worried about getting on such a busy bus because they were like, I don't know, not every seat was taken, but there was enough room for people to spread themselves around a bit.
22 minutes. Average heart rate 83.
My heart rate doesn't seem to be right. It says 83, and I'm sure it's more than that. Hello. Thank you. Very smart looking dog. Did you see that? The dog had a little raincoat. But this pandemic is bringing out the best in people as well. People are a lot more friendly.
Yeah.
I've noticed that. People don't mind stepping off the sidewalk for you. And they always appreciate it when you give room.
Time 23 minutes. Average heart rate 111.
Well, everyone's trying to get friendlier now.
Yeah.
All together.
Zone 3.
Well, that's what that health woman was saying.
Whether
Bonnie Henry. Be kind. When this is all over, they'll probably give her some special order. Hi. They'll give her some special award.
Zone 3.
because of all this people moving here.
Well, we are in one of the safer places.
But that's why they're all coming over here.
Yeah. Living on an island with no land border.
It's like, well, yeah, that's a good point.
Time 34 minutes. Average heart rate 137.
You know, walk.
We could cross over, actually. Have you heard anything from your brother lately? What's his name?
Good.
Ted. Is Ted your brother?
Yeah.
He's a father now, isn't he? He's got 1 or 2 kids. That would make you an uncle. As long as he's happy and as long as he's not breaking the law, I think he's probably done well for himself.
I think he's a little bit relaxed now.
Yeah. He's chilled a bit in his old age. He must be, what, 40 years old now?
In his 40s.
Yeah, I think so. He's older than you by a few years.
I don't know, 7 years.
7? Wow.
6 or 8.
Well, Norma's 5, 6 years older than me. So Norma's over 70 now. This August, I'll be 70. Can you believe that? You've known me since I was 50. You've known me for 20 years. Probably longer, actually. When I was working for Beacon, I wasn't even 50 then.
Well, if somebody tells me, "Oh, I know you," I'm like, no. The only person that knows me
Yeah.
is Jenny and Connell's.
Yeah. We've known you for the longest time. And obviously your dad. He's known you the longest.
Oh, no, I'm just kidding.
Well, you haven't lived with your dad for very long.
No.
Up
but-
until the age of about 12.
Yeah. But because he's my biological dad,
Yeah.
he knows me.
Yeah. So it should be. Come on, let's run some more. I put this run down as 30 minutes. It's going to be less. We take the next turning is Bradford.
Zone 2.
You should get yourself an e-bike. Derek? You should get yourself an e-bike. You won't need a driving license.
E-bike is for less exercise.
No, I wouldn't agree with that. I would say that the e-bike, you can do as much or as little exercise as you want,
But then I'd end up,
just using the motor.
yeah.
But that's up to you. Because you know I use a heart rate monitor, so I know how hard I'm working. I always try and make sure that even when I'm on the e-bike that I'm working at least at 100 beats a minute, maybe more. But I was quite surprised how fit Rob is on a bike. He's bought himself a pretty nice hybrid. And he was doing like 25, 26 kilometers an hour. Onto the road. So this is Derek's Road, Bradford Avenue.
What did you say? What?
Bradford Avenue.
Yeah.
It's your road.
I thought you said traffic.
No,
Time 28 minutes. Average
Bradford.
heart rate 133.
well, you've done a good run today.
Better than last time.
Oh yeah, much better. I'm pretty sure it's the temperature. When it cools off a bit, you're happier. So I haven't pressed pause on the recorder the whole time we were out. So this time it'll be unedited.
I'm making doggy coin right now.
You were talking about Bitcoin mining.
Doggy coin is more important right now.
What is it? Sounds like a joke to me.
Well, it was a parody.
On the Bitcoin?
Yeah, but now it's become more than just a parody.
It's a reality.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whose car is that one? The white one. All right, so we finished.
Zone 3.
Zone 3. Let's see how long it took us. It took us 29 minutes. That's pretty much exactly what I expected for 3.7k. So Derek, how about next Wednesday? You think if the weather's like this, you'll be happy?
Yeah.
Well, I'll check with you on Tuesday and let you know.
Time 30 minutes. Average heart rate 136.
All right. So I'm going to say bye-bye to you here and go for the bus. All right. See you on Wednesday.
I keep thinking you have your bike.
Yeah, I keep thinking, where's the bike? Anyway, bye-bye.
Workout pause. Workout stop.
All right, so let's have a look. Yeah, 31 minutes of audio recorded, so that's good enough. So this is Carlos signing off on Derek's show. I still haven't thought of a title yet, but it'll come to me on the bus going home, what we should call this. Until Sunday, when I run with Rob, this is the Running Jackal saying bye-bye.